Welcome to another check-in day. I think we're like 9 days into my mini cut and things have been moving well. So my intention for this vlog is to make it short and sharp because I've been making far too long vlogs. We're gonna do a check-in together. We're gonna have a sit-down chat about the differences between the last time I dieted and this time, because I've been noticing a lot within myself and I have a few things to share and say. And also I'm a nosy motherfucker. So I know that if this was someone else and they changed coaches and like, I'd be like, tell me more. So I'm gonna tell you more. But check in first. I weighed myself a little earlier this morning. I always notice on the days that I sleep in or I don't wake up to an alarm, or if I do wake up to an alarm, I chill in bed for 20-30 minutes, my weight is way lighter than if I wake up to an alarm and I get up and I go. It's that like cortisol spike, I think the stress spike, it makes a huge difference. So I actually don't know how long I slept for last night, but I will load that on my Aura. I've been weighing on Happy Scale because I really like the way that it shows you a moving weight as well as a normal weight, because as women and as someone whose weight fluctuates quite a lot, I'm talking it fluctuated 900 grams last night. It went from, what was it, 69.4 to 69.9, and then this morning I weighed in my lowest in a while at 69, which is just wild, honestly. I've been weighing daily, 94 and 97 for my readiness and sleep. I'm gonna put this down because my arm hurts now. I've been weighing myself daily because I find that that is the most consistent data, I guess we would call it. My weight fluctuates so fucking much depending on whether I've slept in or whether I've woken up or whether I've gone to bed late or whether I went wakeboarding on Friday, whether my body is like holding inflammation and holding stress of like, what the fuck did we just do? It really affects my weight. So I weigh daily to get that consistent average, and I don't have like mental attachment to it. I definitely, like, of course, I want to see it go down. I'm dieting, that's the point. I had a little yay moment this morning. It shocked me. It was lower than I thought it was going to be, which is really cool. But it's not like an emotional attachment to it, if that makes sense. I slept for 9 hours last night. Let me get up Happy Scale. So as you can see, maybe you can see, we've got my moving, got what I'm weighing it as, and then we've got my moving average. So we started this mini cut at 71.3, dropped down to 70.1 the next day, which is fucking wild. Stayed at 70.1, 70, 69.9, 69.9, and then this morning, 69. So that moving average has dropped about a kilo from an average of 70.4 to now an average of 69.4. So that's really hectic because our plan was to drop around 700 grams per week. That is how the deficit has been calculated. So yeah, check-in photos. I'll get changed. I'll probably have some breakfast and then we'll do a sit-down chat about the differences, the patterns that I'm noticing. It's a fun time, let's say that. Oh, and I'm gonna put my heels on because I need to pose. It's been a hot second since I've done that. And I should probably tell you what my plan is with posing. I don't really have one, but I'll tell you. Oh, what am I doing? Come here. Say hello. Hello, camera. My problem is I don't have a posing routine, and yeah, that's what I think I wanna make one, but I just don't have the detailed eye. So I need to watch some videos, get some inspiration, make one, and then have someone look at it and be like, that looks shit. Stand next to me, I'm taller than you. Oh, what did I do here? I think I went this way. I walked that way. What if? Into the door. Nice. Well, I like that. I hate all these arms. It's a no from me. I love a spin. I think my hair looks great in a spin, but I don't love a walking halfway forward spin because that could be fun. I don't love it when they stop and spin because I think it can be really disrespectful to the people that are coming through. Like if everyone does that and everyone slows down the show by 10 seconds, like, no. What did I do in here? Walk, spin. Hey, here I am. Look at me. Give me my crown. What is gonna be, I'm so used to wellness posing, which is like this way. And I think that's still gonna be very bikini athletic. I just need to make sure my upper body looks in proportion. Oh, I like that. Booty, yeah. Okay, apparently we're choreographing a routine today. Do turn around. This will obviously bend. And then if you go toe in, your butt sticks out more. I went to the other side. Depends on which side my bum looks better. This way. No, too much. Ah, I like that. This. I don't like too much face framing, but I think if it makes sense, I feel like I could do shimmy. I definitely want to do a spin when I walk this way. So if we're going shimmy, flick, boom, walk this way. Hi judges, walk this way. I like it. Let's recap what we've got so far and we'll cut it there. Walk in. And then drop it low. Okay, nice. Sick. Cut. How sick is this candle? I can't wait to use it as a cup. Drink like coffee or fucking pre-workout from it or something. Amazing. Welcome back. So, short videos will be the death of me, honestly. What I really wanted to focus on for this video though is the difference between my last deficit and this current deficit. I'm just going to read you something that I wrote last night. I was in the hammock, in the vibe and reflecting, and it just came out, and I think it's a perfect thing to read to you, and then I am going to go into what I mean a little bit more. So, the only times I have ever dieted have been for competing, and the last time I prepped, I was dieting for 9 months, with 5 of those being on very low calories, which I'll tell you about in a second. It's interesting doing this mini cut how patterned dieting is for me, all with intent and purpose, but so automatic that I almost forgot I chose to prep to do it differently. The whole approach this time is different, from what I'm eating and how much to how much I'm moving and where we plan to take that. I've been so conditioned that if you're not sleeping, you're moving, which are actual words that I've been told, that I notice my body pattern straight back into that as soon as someone says deficit. The good girl, or the teacher's pet within me, is so used to following orders and doing what I'm told that I feel my mind fighting me when resting while dieting. A lot of what I preached in my last preps I believed to my core, but I wasn't embodying to the extent that I could have been. I'm really excited this time to be doing it for myself, to be reprogramming for myself, to be the leader I actually choose to be. Within the requirements of competing in and wanting to be competitive in an extreme sport, I still believe prep gets to be easy. It's we who make it harder on ourselves than it needs to be. It's our mind that is the true competitor. Sometimes that's in not doing enough, but often it's in doing too much. We've prepared for this prep to be smooth. I've been eating more than I ever have to be able to diet easily. My body has been responding well because I've been truly listening to it and responding with it. It's up to me to face the battle of my mind each day and to heal myself through this one. And God willing, come out with the best result. That was me doing a crown. So let's look at the actual difference between this prep and last prep. So last time I prepped, we started prepping. The show was in August as well. It was mid-August in Vegas, and I think we started prepping a good 25 maybe more weeks out. I would have been in prep by now, I'm sure, but let's see if I can find it. Let's go 1 year ago. Oh no, it would have been 2 years ago. 1 year ago, Brody was flicking cane toads in the backyard. 2 years ago. Oh my Lord, I found photos of me from this time 2 years ago. I was definitely, oh wow, that is wildly different. I need to send this to my coach. That's fucked. Where is he? Just letting you know this was me 2 years ago. I can't remember if we'd started prep for Worlds in August by then, but I'm in such a better position now. Wow. Now with the same timeline. That's fucked. I'm gonna put that photo up here because my whole belly is bloated, fucking bloated, and my bum is not as big. This is very exciting. Yes, I was definitely dieting by January because I remember going to a baby shower and not being able to eat the food. I have a photo of it. This just reminded me. Liam just responded and said, I can feel a crown. Bless him. That's hilarious. On a Sunday. Anyways. So that is where I was 2 years ago for Worlds. So essentially we would have started in January. Maybe we weren't like dieting yet, but I was eating pretty well keto. So not keto, but we were going low to no carbs. Guys, I did not eat fruit for 9 fucking months, except on one day of the week. So essentially the way I did prep last. And the thing is, guys, it worked until my body was like, what the fuck? And I can say it worked until it didn't, but then also I can look at this photo and be like, look at my stomach. Was it working? I don't think so. So Monday to, I'm pretty sure carb day was on a Saturday or Sunday. Anyways, 6 days of the week, I was eating essentially keto, no carbs. I think when we were off season, we would do some carbs around pre and post training, but that was it. Mince and greens, salmon and greens. What else did I have? Steak and greens. I had eggs when my stomach could tolerate eggs. Sometimes I can't tolerate eggs. I had 5 seed crackers with feta, and it was high fat, guys. And it really did make my brain function good and I felt healthy. But when I look at my body, I was bloated all the time. And I honestly just thought that was normal. And I also think it was from having a really, really large volume of greens. I think it made my stomach too much fiber. Not good. Anyways, so that's what I was doing. And then one day of the week would be a high carb day. It was like low fat, very high carb, or not very high carb in comparison to what I've been able to eat now every fucking day, but high carb. And the point of it was to make me insulin sensitive. So then when we put the carbs in, they would go to the right places. I used to feel so fucking drowsy, so tired, so sluggish, and so shit on those carb days because my body was like, what the fuck? It's like spike. So yes, that's what we were doing. What we're doing now is a pretty moderate approach. I was on like 2,800 on training days with 300 grams of carbs or 380 grams of carbs, still good fats as well. And then non-training days were 2,450, something like this. And guys, I'm not telling you my fucking calories just to be like, you should be eating this. Please do not copy. This is my journey. Find a fucking great coach and have your own journey. But I want to give you context because now we are dieting in this little mini cut. I'm on 1,850 and I'm going to call that 1,900 and I'll tell you why later. We're on 1,850. I've dropped a kilo in just over a week. My body is responding so well. I'm feeling good. I was a little bit hungry at the start, as you fucking get when you suddenly just start eating 700 calories a day less. But 1,800 calories. I'm not doing any cardio. I'm doing my normal amount of steps. We haven't changed anything else and my body is responding so well. It took my body so long in my last preps to respond because I fucking bloated all the time. I was bloated. Again, I remind you, bloated all the time. My poor belly. So anyways, I was in prep January, let's call it, till August. I had 1 week in Vegas after my wellness debut and I fucking ate everything and I came home puffy as shit, no regrets. And this is the way I face it, right? I had the time to be able to do that. I wasn't planning on going back to Vegas for a long time. I would really like to go back. I actually really love Vegas or America. I loved Vegas. But we spent some time in America. So I was like, fuck, I'm just gonna eat the things I wanna eat. When I'm coming back, I've been dieting on like fuck all for so long because I reckon maybe like 2 months out, he dropped my carb days and I was eating, Brody, he's got his little bucket hat on. I was eating 1,100 calories. Just let that sink in. I was eating 1,100 calories and I was gaslighting myself, telling myself I felt fantastic, which it's all up here, you know, like you can get through anything with a strong mindset. And then we came home, I got back into it and nothing ever changed. And so for the next 2 months between the August show and the November Gold Coast show, I was on 1,100 calories. And if you're not sleeping, you're moving. I was doing 1 hour of list cardio a day, so sitting on a bike or on the elliptical, and then just not tracking my steps, but really just doing an outrageous amount of steps. I reckon I would be doing 20,000 steps a day plus that cardio. Like, I was moving all the fucking time. My poor body, so stressed. That's what I was doing last time. But because I got pretty decent results last time, and again, I gaslit myself into a lot of this, I am so used to that being the way, because I won my pro card doing that stuff, and because I had such epic results torturing my body and like water loading in peak week and diuretics in peak week, like not being very nice to my body. And let's be real, guys, bodybuilding is not a healthy sport. It's an extreme sport. Nobody is meant to look like that for any long period of time. Bodybuilding is an extreme sport. But you're dieting, you're preparing for a long time. Sure, the last 8 weeks, not fun. The last 8 weeks, you take it to extremes. But 9 months of extremes, and then stripping water with diarrhea, like it just, my body did not handle that well. It was stressed, it was inflamed, I was bloated all the time. I looked great on stage. But yeah, the whole prep experience wasn't the best it could have been, but because I had great results, I was attaching, because I was gaslighting myself so much, and because I was telling myself that I was having a great time, and I was just like being busy and I was doing all these things, like I didn't actually drop into my body and go like, is this the right way? And I always preach, like, there are so many ways to skin a cat. There are so many ways that you can do this thing. But because my coach had this is the only way kind of attitude, and I paid him and I trusted him, that was the only way I was willing to do it. And so this time it's all oh my lordy. Ouch. I can't believe I just got that on camera. I had an intuition not to put the candle underneath here. Imagine that. I don't know how the fuck that fell. Okay, that was fun. My head hurts a bit. What do we reckon that was a universal sign of? It was like, you dumb bitch. It's really honing in on the point. Anyways, where were we? So part of the reason why I wanted to prep again was to really be the leader, and you actually can do it in so many different ways. Even like I'd proved that to myself when 30 days out from the last show, I got rid of my coach, and I had my friend Emmeline, who you guys saw a few vlogs ago. She helped prep me through the end, and she gave me more food. She gave me more carbs every fucking day. She took away my cardio, gave me 15 minutes of HIIT times a week, I think. Entirely different experience, and my body responded so well to that, and my body is responding really well to this. Like the fact that I could get my food up as high as we did so that I can diet and enjoy this, honestly insane. What I want to show you before I tell you about what I'm experiencing in this mini cut is when I started with Liam versus this most recent week of the mini cut. I think this is a really good representation, I'll go front, side and back, of how my body has been changing, and I'm so happy about it. So this time I'm definitely noticing myself get antsy. When I say I realized how patterned dieting was, it's because I'd never dieted except for the ways that I told you before, and I feel my unconscious go, we need to be moving. If we're not sleeping, we need to be moving. Do you want a crown? Like, do you want it bad enough? Like, you can't, I got told, you can't just manifest this. Like, I'm woo. I'm not fucking dumb enough to think that manifesting is sitting on the couch and the weight is just gonna melt off me. Of course there's aligned action involved, but I was taking the action. So this time it really is more manifesting, more energetic work, more recovery, the Shakti mat, the visualization, I fully even sometimes sit there and I imagine energy going to my butt. I'm like, please grab my butt, please grab my butt, please grab my butt. And I fully believe that that's going to change the game. And I say that dieting feels patterned. I notice myself going into those old patterns of I need to move, I need to move, I need to move, I need to move. And so one of my actual real goals for this is to stay conscious this whole prep. It can be really, really easy as you get tired, as you get hungry, to go into patterns, to go into autopilot and not actually be present in what you're doing, not actually check in with yourself. And yes, bodybuilding does require you to go against your body's wants. Like, your physical body will likely get to a point where it's saying no and you have to say go. That is the extreme sport. But my soul, my energetic body, it knows the goal, it knows what's required, and that's the body that I need to check in with. Of course, I need to listen to my physical body, and there are going to be times where it's like, okay, you actually have to listen to that. But there's also going to be times where the no comes from the ego mind of like, I want to stay comfortable. You have to get uncomfortable in prep also, by the way. 11:11, make a wish. I wish for crowns. But yeah, I noticed myself just completely switching off my body and going straight into that ego of pushing too hard. Not the ego of wanting to stay comfortable, but the ego of overcooking it, of overdoing it, and stressing my body out. Neither of them is listening to my body of like, okay, we actually need to do. If this is the goal, if this is what is required, dieting is required, moving is required, what else do I need to bring in to support myself? And if you have any sort of goal that you're going for, that you've gone for in the past, and the way that the journey that you went on didn't feel good, there are so many different pathways to get somewhere. I'm firmly a believer in like, I'm manifesting the outcome, but the how, the actual tangible masculine how, is not in my control. The how of how I want to feel though, that is part of the manifestation. How do I want to feel? I want to feel nourished. I want to feel excited. I want to feel energized. I want to feel conscious. I want to feel present. I want to feel like aware. I want this to be the best experience it can be. If I have two choices and both are going to get me to the same outcome, and one of the pathways is like hustle and grind and work hard and put my hood on in the gym and talk to no one because I'm cranky, like, or I can do this in a way where it's like, yeah, of course I'm doing what's required of me, but also I'm nourishing myself, but also I'm feeding my soul, but also I'm staying in touch with the people that I care about. It is two entirely different experiences. I'm eating carbs, I'm not eating carbs. I'm gonna choose to have the fucking energy. Thank you very much. I'm bloated all the time, or I actually feel good throughout the process. I want to feel good throughout the process. And so, yeah, I'm really noticing fighting against my old patterns, fighting against the things that I spent a really long time ingraining in my body that got me really great results, to choose a different pathway to get an even better result. And so that's kind of what I mean when I say I feel this like patterned dieting coming online, because I feel myself go into that unconscious of like, okay, keep busy. Okay, make sure you're doing stuff all the time. Make sure you're moving all the time. And every time I sit down and I'm reading, I'm like, ah! But that's actually what my body needs. My body needs rest. We know that our muscle growth, for example, actually happens when we're recovering. And that's another thing. I was training 7 days a week in my last prep. 7 days a week. And now I'm training 5. And I reckon I've had better results than ever before. That in itself. Recovery. Our muscles actually build when we recover, when we rest. Inflammation, stress is such a huge player in this game, and we need to learn how to manage that. And I'm really enjoying this so far. I'm really enjoying this dieting phase. It's way nicer to diet on higher calories. I am so mentally prepared to do what is required of me, and if I needed to go that low, I would. But we've spent time in this off season planning so that I don't need to go that low. And even Liam said to me the other day, like, 1800 will probably be the lowest we go. And I was like, oh, what? You said what now? That sounds like a dream. And I feel that part of myself go, is that even possible? Am I even allowed to do that? Am I going to get as lean as I want to if we do that? Oh my God, shut the fuck up, Tess. Shut the fuck up, mind. We're going to do it. And it's going to be great. So yeah, I really loved wakeboarding that day. I think I'm going to do a term of it before we like into prep, because I don't want to do it too close because, you know, fatigue and injury risk, not good. But for the next 10 weeks, I can totally do that and I can make it work, and that will make me really excited and be really fun and have something like look forward to, something outside to do, a skill. It would just be fun. And I said to him, okay, I even came up with this plan in my head of like, okay, I've decided that I want to do it, and here's my reasoning for why you should let me. And he was like, I'm not your dad. And I was like, oh, that's right, I actually can make my own decisions. And that brings me to why I say 1900 calories, because he told me I could have a coffee with a dash of milk, and I've been having 150 mils of skim milk. That is my rebellious act. I'm having my coffee. And I've told him about that, so it's all good. I actually do get to be a part of this experience, be a part of this journey, be a part of the decision-making process. I do get to speak up about, hey, my body feels this, like this doesn't feel good. I feel like I've got more in the tank, or I feel like da da da, and we get to have conversation about it, and it gets to be a team effort, and that makes me so fucking excited. So if you have done something in some way before and you're afraid to go after the same result in a different path, but you know that the experience, the journey can feel so much better, then I dare you. I dare you to reprogram yourself. I dare you to do it a different way. I dare you to care more about the journey than you do about the result. And I care about the result a lot. You can do it. Anything is possible. And with that, I'm gonna love you. I'm gonna leave you. And I'm gonna hope my chatty made sense. Okay, loves. Bye.
Put a glass box around her and she'll break the glass. If you try to cage her in, she'll light the match.